Welcome back. KwaZulu-Natal officials are on a community mobilization campaign against crime. It comes after a spate of violent crimes, including mass murders, gender-based violence and femicide. For more on the mobilization campaign, Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs MEC Siboniso Duma joins us now. Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. The third quarter crime statistics released by Police Minister Bheki really painted a very grim picture, showing high numbers of murders and rapes in KZN. What approach is the province taking with this campaign?
Thank you so much, Mpo, with your viewers at home. Thank you for affording us this opportunity. It's true that the reflection of KZN when it comes to crime, there have been some challenges, which is why the Premier, Nomsa Dube in the State of Provincial Address, highlighted that each department must contribute 10 million specific for crime. So we'll have almost 110 million, which will concentrate on buying vehicles for extra capacity for South African Police Service, which is also going to assist on the issue of surveillance. We also resulted as the cabinet of KZN that from now onwards, let us visit all the areas that are mostly affected by crime, which is why we visited the area of Ndengezi, where there is a lot of media cases as a result of drugs and kingspin who are causing a lot of problems in our area. So we started that journey today of visiting specific those areas so that we can start attract the visitors in the province of KwaZulu-Natal in the form of tourists, attract investors, and promote and project the province as one of those destinations that must woo a lot of investment in the near future.
What are some of the crime hotspots that you'll be ensuring that your resources are working efficiently as you embark on this campaign?
eThekwini, as a municipality, the metro is one of the biggest space in terms of what is currently happening because of township. You have Umlazi, you have Nanda, you have Mashu, which for quite some time have been declared as the rape capital. It's a stigma that you don't want to hang on in for too long. So we'll visit those areas. We'll visit Umkungundlovu district, the Mbali area. We'll also visit some of the areas like Umhlatuze. There are some hotspots that are taking place in those areas. We'll visit Umkanyabute district around Wanase, Josini area. You know there's a lot of hijacking taking place. People crossing the border towards the Mozambique process. So we have a lot of areas that we'll be focusing from now onwards. And already we've got some thoughts, because when it comes to police commissioner have just committed themselves that from now onwards they will assist thoroughly of our effort of what we want to achieve as the province.
With the brazen criminality, what are some of the immediate interventions and how has the community responded?
Amongst other things, is a matter of ensuring that let us invest so much on infrastructure. Technology and digital innovation is what is critical. You go that if you go to CPT, like for instance, eThekwini, you'll find that in some instances the cameras won't be working. So the N2 and N3, we want to link the entire process. And we have some business people who are interested in assisting and equipping the school learners by giving them the panic vaccine, which is something that is critical, that we want to revitalize the neighborhood watch. But on top of these things, we want to create an awareness on our families, because the reality is that crime starts at the level of the center of the family. If we can just manage to highlight those matters and just tell the police whenever you have someone who's committing crime in the community, in the family, but don't buy stolen goods. Make sure that when the issue like the issue of gender-based violence takes place, it must be reported. It doesn't matter whether it's an uncle, it's a father, it's a brother. We must deal with those all matters, because there is no exception towards those matters. If you sleep with a kid less than 20 or 18 years, that's a crime. It must be reported. You don't need any negotiations. There is nothing that will be equate on the family saying that, no, this one is a breadwinner, we are going to be compromised. There's nothing like that. So we are there as a government, and we are saying that we need to identify hotspots by also managing the issue of digital data. Every area must have a Wi-Fi, whether the government departments, the police areas, the schools. So we've embarked on the strategy of a rollout so that our people can just communicate easily.
The one thing that has really perhaps stood out, especially in the recent months, is hitmen being hired, and the intensity behind it, the planning. How are you going to tackle that? Because that in itself speaks to many other aspects, including the economic states, including organized crime. Do you have a plan around that?
We do have a plan, which is why we spoke about the surveillance, the cameras in blue. So it means that other law enforcement agencies like the metros, like other municipal agents must also contribute, but government at the center must drive the process of ensuring that when the police have done the process of arresting a criminal or criminals, the issue of NPA must be formulated stronger, because you'll find that in township and rural areas, people complain that, okay, they have been arrested, but they are back in our communities hosting us. So it means that immediately when the police have arrested the process, the judicial system in the form of NPA must finalize, must capture proper data so that we don't have a problem. It's true that there's been already a perception that KwaZulu-Natal is not an area that must be visited. We are assuring our people that during Passover or Easter, there were a lot of hoteliers. Hotels were full, some were 70% and some more. It means that people still have hope for this province, and we must assure them that even investment, it is always safe that we invest in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, but we are coming with a galvanized strategy.
Very well. Well, perhaps let's leave it there for now, and thank you for your time. That was Siboniso Duma, KwaZulu-Natal Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, MEC, speaking about some of the interventions that are out to ensure that KZN is, the crime in the area is curbed.